why don't you introduce yourself?
Sí.
Tell us a little bit about Mateo.
Yeah, so my name is Matthew. I was born and raised at the Jersey Shore. I promise I don't fit that stereotype like the show, but after some time I moved to New York City because it's a great city, very diverse, has a very strong Latino and Spanish-speaking community, and so I just definitely felt at home over there.
So you are originally from New York, right?
Yeah, just an hour and a half south of New York, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
And what is actually your occupation?
Yeah, good question. We have many jobs back home. So during the day I work in advertising as an account manager, so I work primarily with clients. And then, so I have like an agency behind me and I work one-on-one with the clients to give, services. And then at night I work as an English teacher, so I work at Parsons School of Design. And I teach in their communications program to their international students to help get them ready in advance in their studies there.
That's very interesting. Matthew, what was your motivation for wanting to improve your Spanish?
Great question. So for improving my Spanish, there were a few things. One, I think it's a really great way to meet new people, especially when you're in a big city. It's hard to meet people unless you go to the bars. And so going to like a language school and learning Spanish definitely helps like develop that. Also, I've always had like a curiosity for culture, especially music. I listen to music every day, so I was able to kind of learn about Rosalia and other artists in that category. And then also just professionally, I work with LATAM clients based out of Miami, and they have auxiliary teams in Central and South America. So having the language helps really develop that relationship, which is important.
Okay. And what made you choose Granada and the Centro de Lenguas Modernas to learn Spanish or to improve your Spanish, and how did you find out about
Sure.
About
So I'm telling you, artificial intelligence is crazy. The pandemic in the US hit us strong in March, and so many of us lost our jobs. So then I figured, how can I use my time wisely? I started looking up courses in Spanish, and believe it or not, a Facebook ad just popped up for the University of Granada, CLM. So I clicked on it, I went to the website, got really excited about the intensive course because it was, I was able to commit to a full month and really be able to be really deep into the studies. And I contacted the office, everybody was super supportive, they gave me a lot of help and direction there. Very quickly I was, taking my diagnostic interview, and the next thing you know I was in class. So I thought the process was very smooth.
That was the beginning of your relationship with the CLM. But
Absolutely,
there is a second part, and that's what you're here, right?
Yeah.
Please tell us about that.
Totally. So as you said, Ramon, the first time I took the intensive online, I took June and July, C1 and C2, and learned so much from that. That it just really inspired me to kind of give back and take the language and hopefully one day be able to teach it. And so in order to do so, I need to go into a master's program. And since it's very literature based, the school here, Center of Lenguas Modernas, offered a literature course on Federico Lorca. And it's actually one of the writers that I have to study, and so I figured how amazing, rather than read it by myself and be really deep in the weeds and struggle a little bit with the poetry, why don't I come to the professionals? So I flew in here to Granada, and I have an excellent teacher, Jose Javier, who's guiding us through the poetry during their week.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Do you prefer online or face-to-face on-site courses?
Learning?
Yes.
So as a student, I prefer in person because a lot of the interaction's a lot more normal. But something that really impressed me about the online classes was, so we would take the classes for 2 hours as a class and we'd collaborate and go into breakout rooms. But then every week you had time where you and just one other student would work with the instructor, and I've never had that small group work environment. And then you had office hours, meaning that already built into your week and your week schedule, you got to spend time with the professor working on your own individual skills. And that's something that in other online classes I've never had. And I thought that was really beneficial for my own development.
Great. What's your opinion about your teachers and classmates?
Some of the best, so starting off with the teachers, some of the best instructors I've ever had. Charismatic, empathetic, supportive, I mean, intellectuals, pure intellectuals, so much experience, just such creative ways of teaching. They really keep you engaged. You don't get bored at all. And they give you such great insight. Like they're really there to help support allowing your personality to transcend through another language. And then the classmates, you genuinely meet people from all around the world, and people that are language learners are typically, you know, open-minded individuals that really want to learn more, and they're curious, and they're great people to get to know.
Mm-hmm. And what skills or knowledge acquired at the CLM do you think can help you in your career?
Totally.
Or in your personal life, you know?
Sure. I mean, definitely there's like the soft skills, you know, of communication, but there's also just like the bravery to just take a leap of faith and you know, venture into something that may seem foreign and unknown to us, like a language. But then also styles of communicating, registers, you know, and more technical language skills that help you be able to navigate different situations. That I'm forever grateful for having.
Mm-hmm. Can you share any particular moment at CLM or Granada that
Sure.
is especially relevant or anecdotal?
Yeah, totally. So in my first month, I'll never forget this. I had my professors Iman and Maria Jose, and with Maria Jose we did a whole unit on Rosalia's first album. I think it was her first album, Malamente, which was like her thesis in school, which I thought was fascinating. And so we did this, you know, deep dive, and she brought the album in. We were able to look at the songs. I learned so much about the history. I had no idea that the album was based off of like a more historical book. It's not coming to my mind. And so in that experience, I was so intrigued by not only the music and the lyrics and just looking at it very poetically, but then also all the other language skills and what you learn in languages came naturally, right? Like the grammar, the vocabulary, the speaking, writing, listening, reading, like all that just was like so infused. You weren't even conscientious of it. I thought that was fascinating. And then with Inma, we did a whole unit on augmentatives and diminutives, which many languages don't have, or like in English you have to like add an adverb to kind of make it bigger, smaller, more intense, less intense. And I thought that was really great to learn, because when you're developing personal relationships, those types of meanings play a big part.
Okay.
In communication, yeah.
What is your favorite place in Granada?
Biased, definitely the center. I think this is the most fascinating setup. I've never been in a school that had this setup, this architecture here. So I really enjoy coming here. But apart from the school itself, I mean, I feel every day I wake up and I feel like I'm in a different world. I love the architecture, the culture. There's so much history. I mean, I feel like I'm in a Sims game and someone literally lifted me, like just dropped me back in history. So definitely.
Okay. What memories of the city of Granada are you taking home with you?
So the course that I'm taking right now on Federico Lorca, it's like, if anyone has ever done any of those like walks in Jerusalem, it's like living and walking the steps of the writer here and visiting the places like where he was born, and you know, the coffee shops he visited, and soon we're going on a trip to see, you know, where he was assassinated. That's definitely a memory that's happening in progress, an experience that is just unbelievable. I mean, to be able to kind of witness the life of a writer who's very prolific here on site as you're like walking the streets. So to me, that's definitely one, yeah.
Would you recommend CLM to any prospective student of Spanish?
I would definitely come back again. Yeah. Listen, I would say, you know, because I know what that experience is like when you're looking for schools and you're looking for programs, and like you don't know too much.
It's difficult.
It's
you
difficult.
You have lost.
You know, typically you go to Google, you say, you know, find Spanish classes, and then there's 7 or 8 websites, and you're clicking through all the browsers, and you're trying to kind of narrow.
You need someone to, you know, guide
help
you.
you. And a lot of times when you're doing language, you're trying to find a language learning course. It's hard to get recommendations, right? Because people already have like their programs back home. But I definitely recommend an international experience to be able to go abroad. Listen, if you're on the line, you're not sure, you have a curiosity, I think you just need to take the leap of faith and jump into it. I did, and I have to say that I was really amazed. And I'm typically somebody that, you know, from New York City, we typically have very high standards, and we're very picky.
It's true.
We're very well known for that, and so I you know, going through the program twice, I would do it a third time, definitely.
Okay, thank you so much
Yeah.
for you know, your generosity, for giving us the opportunity to know more about you, and you know, being able to share it with our students.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Audience. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And you have my telephone number now, and
Yeah.
let's stay in touch. And you know,
Absolutely.
anytime you want to come back, you are very welcome.
Thank you so
Your
much. I
friends
appreciate
here now.
it. Likewise.
Okay.